had an idea about electron spin, and I decided to turn on my idea and go through the tech order to visit the home planet and go on a magic carpet ride. And when I got there, there was a beautiful star that was bright and radiant, and it turned into a cloudy moon type star that was shy. And I got there through their teleporter onto their planet, and I had another bright idea that I would teach them about some of our history with electrons and my ideas. And so I taught them about electrons and their egginess and how they are in orbital rings, and their original electron form was as a particle that was very complex, and they would hook together as particles in these rings, and they would evolve from partial beings into more full beings. And they were very complicated, but they were usually spherical. And they could be also very random, but they would generate some transparencies of a new order and some other shapes that were unusual. And they would form into vertical columns as well. Now, some of their ancestors, I found out, were very random shapes. And some were completely random and even diamond shaped and very chaotic, but very beautiful. Some had a superposition, as you can see on the right there. There was superpositioning of the electrons and the particles. And as this next slide demonstrates, there was even double superpositioning. And there was some band theory going on, and vibrations in the infinity curve when the universe first started. And pi was involved. And here we have the asymptotes, where I took them to math class and showed them their asymptotes and also their being in the unit of 1 square, and how that is when it's the square root of 1, and the golden mean root of 1, and then 1 squared, and then 1 cubed. Here we have 1 cubed, and those should all be the same, but they're not. Of course, the square root of 1 is 1, and 1 squared is 1, but they're not the same when they're in pictorial form. Here's a couple of economics charts or patient illness charts, just showing a person's progress. It's read right to left from 0 degrees to 90 degrees. Then I had another bright idea that I teach them about sex and biology. And there's a photon hit with an emission, made all the relatives jump for joy. All the electron bumper cars bump into each other, which made their mother very happy and radiant and beautiful. And there they all are gathered in their home planet, opening up a receptacle to receive their little electrons from all over. And here come the little electrons, and they flatten out from the 4th dimension to the 3rd dimension. And here they are gathering in space, getting ready to join their mothers, their mother planet. They're entering the planet, and they're forming into a good spiralic form there. And they're becoming a new sort of life form as everybody aligns. And then the receptacle closes, and the mother is very, very happy again. So she becomes the bright, beautiful, radiant star once more, and then becomes shy in the cloudy moon form. And that's just when the photon strikes again and changes everything, Father Photon, which makes all the relatives jump for joy again, because there's going to be a new wedding. That gave me a very bright idea, but it was time to go home. And the bright idea was to think hard about the curve that runs everything. And I went through my tech reporter when I got home and thought about the curve and the spin and the various variations on it. And I thought about the simple duality and symmetry of the curve and the band theory of it. And it's all just an idea I had that was a spiritual journey that I took with the EGGIES electrons. And you can have ideas too.